We're back. Hope everybody had a good night's sleep. Hope your weekend got kicked off okay. Hope everybody having fun. What's going on, Jerome? Good to see you out here in these tech streaks. You know the one thing we didn't do yesterday? You know what we didn't do yesterday? We did not give a shout out to Tina Turner. Fallen Soldier. The Fallen Soldier. We didn't give the shout out to Tina, the Fallen Soldier. So I want to give a shout out to Tina, the Fallen Soldier. I don't think I did that last week. I don't remember doing that. Anyway, she gets another shout out again. What's love got to do with it? Now it's got to be like, what's AI got to do with it? What this prenup got to do with it, and what this estate got to do with it? That's what we start. We need to start singing, right? With everything going on around the world. If you miss Foolish Finance Fridays, that's on you. We talked about all the stuff they be doing in all you nerds out there in San Francisco and probably other places too. I ain't gonna just put it on San Francisco. Y'all be out here doing dirty deeds, dirty dancing. That's how I'm gonna frame it. Yeah, out here doing dirty dancing in the warehouse. That's how I'm gonna frame that, right? That's how I'm gonna frame it. That's a good way to frame it. I'll be nice. Because y'all may have sensitive ears around. So I'll be nice. Y'all just doing
In this video, I'm going
dirty dancing on the mattress. That's all I'm gonna say. And then collecting data. That's right, engineering cannabis. Collecting data, optimizing relationships and escapades. Ooh, dirt scandalous. Let's see where that data came from. Where's that data come from? Age, height, positions. Mm, mm, mm. You say you forgot to tell you my base salary. Okay, almost with your RCSA. If you would have had Ansible, guaranteed. No need for me to lie. The proof is in the pudding. You did the execution, right? I just give you the blueprint, tell you where you need to look at, what's going on, what's out here. Congratulations. I hope that's more than what you've made before. I hope that's more than what you made before. You should get involved, engineering cannabis. I'm sure they have webcams. Okay, it is good. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. We ain't here about increasing, not decreasing. Increasing, not decreasing. Just on your RCSA. Now, if you add Ansible, probably been around about. If you do Ansible and Ansible platform, easy 120. That's where they at. Congratulations. You're on your way. You see the blueprint. You're in the industry now. You see how it's moving. You see what they're doing and where everything is leaning towards. Now, speaking of tech stocks and jobs, did anybody pick up any Nvidia or held on to that Nvidia? All right. You did Ansible in your internship. Yeah, get the cert and get the AWS SysOps. Yep. That's what I have as a path. All right. Nvidia went through the roof. Let me see if I could pull up all the ones I wanted to talk about. Nvidia went through the roof. Um, I wanted to look at the other ones that also was talked about this week. Dante, what's going on? IPO, stocks, Nasdaq. We hadn't done this in a while. I haven't been on my. I haven't been talking about my stocks like I usually do. All right, so Amazon stock jumped up 14% in May. Stick with the blue chips. Those that are like worried about where you should invest, what's the latest and greatest. Listen, we're long term over here. We're doing long term investments. The skills I'm telling you are long term. When I say long term, let me clarify that because everybody long term is different. My long term is 10 to 20 years. 10 to 20 years. Stick with the basics, right? Stick with the basics. Let's I don't want to start here, but I think I am going to start here. Let's start here. I'm gonna start with the aristocrats and the kings. Aristocrats and the kings. You say, what is that, Tameika? Let's blow it up for you. For those in the back, or for those that are new, ain't never been here before, don't know. Right? Your aristocrats and your kings. Right? 25 years, 50 years. Right? So let's go here. Stocks that have increased their dividends for the last 50 years are sometimes called dividend kings or just kings. And the ones over 25 years are aristocrats. Now, when we talk about dividends, you get those dividends, don't let them cut you a check. Just reinvest and let that reinvest go over time. We're talking 10 years, 20 years. And you say, well, who's on that list? Right? What company is on the list where you can have increasing? And you got to remember, they pay out dividends that are increasing over time. Increasing over time, right? So you want to stick with that. Why? Why am I telling you to stick with those? Because some of you are not risk. You're risk averse. You're not gonna give up $1,000 and go put it in Lucid Air. You're not gonna give up $1,000 and go put it in NIO. You're not gonna give $1,000 up and go put it in a penny stock and see what it do. You're just not gonna do that. You're just really risk averse, right? So I'm just trying to show you you can still be in investing and be risk averse. So that risk averse is sticking with the aristocrats and the kings. Now you don't have to do individual stocks. There's a ETF out there, I think, for kings. I think there's an ETF for kings and there's an ETF for aristocrats. Let me look that up. Let me see. Yeah, the S&P 500 dividend aristocrats right here, right there. There's this right there. Um, Let me look and see if we can see what is returned over time. So look, took a dip in 2020. We know what that was, and we've been riding. It's just been riding since 20. Looks like around before 2013, and it's been riding up. Had some dips, but I mean, it ain't dipped back down to 16. It hadn't dipped back down to 727. It's just been riding upward. It's just been riding upward, right? So you can do a couple of things there. You can look and see if you can DCA your way in on this by buying $5 worth of stock of it, a slice or what have you on this. But it's been increasing over time. It's returned 870, up 120% plus 878 max, right? 120% up. But when you go look up places, when you go look up APPL. I mean APPL, and it has done over time. What it has done in its max is returned 66,908 for 18% over time. That's why I tell y'all to buy. Just get you some Apple stock. Just get you some Apple stock and just keep buying Apple stock. Right? It's returned 66%. You go look up Microsoft MSFT, and you go Max, and it's returned 335,000% over time. Over time, right? Over time. And we're talking all the way from 1990 all the way here to 2022. Now we got some dip in here, 22, 23. We got some dip, but you're not gonna beat that. Stick with the brands that you know work, right? You can go play SPY if you want to as an ETF. You can do SPY as an ETF. But here's the max on Coca-Cola. It's returned 5,218%. 5,218%. Right? But you stick with the basics. Let's go look up. I think Clorox is CO. I think so. Let me look up Clorox. Oops. What's going on? CLX. And let's go look and see what it's returned over time. It's at 30, it's at 33,855. Look at the brands you have in your house. Look and see what they have. Now, if you don't want to do that, if you want to go look at King's List and Aristocrats, right? So Motley Fool has one. It was last, I see, I went there on 12/17/2022. But let's see if we got an updated one. Yeah, let's look at this one right here. Because some companies fall off. Let's go here. All right, here we go. All right. We got 3M on there. You got and these right here are, here's a list of dividend kings in 2023 along with the updated dividend yields and the dividend scores. And this is as of Friday, June the 2nd. BKH, NWN, LEG, I guess Leggett and Platt. And let me scroll down here. They got them sorted out by sectors here. So let me blow this up a little bit more. All right, PEG, Procter and Gamble, Coca-Cola, and this is what I would do. I would literally go through this list, and this right here. I think this number to the side, the dividend king, and the number of consecutive years it has increasing dividends. So this is the number of years they have had increasing dividends, right? So I will literally go down this list. Oh, my earring just fell out. I literally go down this list and say, okay, well, who has, the greatest returns over these years? Like you have a whole list right here. You ain't got nothing else to do. Make you a for loop, right? Grab these symbols, make you a for loop, get with an API of whatever brokerage account you have, and loop that through a for loop, grabbing what you can from the API, like the percentage of returns, sort that by the largest from smallest to largest, right, in ascending order. And then based upon that, pick out the top 3, 4, 5, make your investment based on that. Real simple. Sounds complicated, but it's not. Once you start figuring out how to work with APIs, write a for loop. You can do this in Python. You can grab this list right here, make your list, literally make it into a text file. In that text file, you don't have nothing but symbols. Write a for loop to grab whoever API you're going to use to grab the most that it has returned, or the maximum that it has returned since the existence of that particular stock. You'll have to sort through their API in order to find that. Once you get that, then once you get that for loop created and so forth, and you got that API, put it in ascending order, and then output that, and then create a watch list. Put those on a watch list to see what they do every day. Put them on a watch list to see and you don't have to be in one area. They got to divide it up: consumer staples, industrials, utilities, consumer discretionary, financials, healthcare, real estate, and you can pick one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. You can pick out of 9 different sectors what you want to be in. You may want to be just in consumer and staples. You may just want to be there. You may just want to be with consumer discretionary, Lowe's and Target, right? Lowe's and Target. You know them. Johnson and Johnson, you know that. You know that brand, right? You've heard of that brand before. Stick with the things that you know. The things you don't know, put them on a watch list, whatever. You know who Granger is. You know who Stanley Black and Decker is. And this is another thing too. When you look at this list right here, you should be looking at this list like, oh, they need security. They need me. They need DevSecOps. They need data analysis. They need me there. These are companies that, again, have infrastructure. They got some data center somewhere. You can't tell me a real estate company don't need IT. You can't tell me a utility company don't need IT. Target, Lowe's, they show up at the conferences. They're at the conferences. This is another way to find jobs. Just another way. You want to know where Red Hat is at? You want to know what? They were at the conference. They had everybody there: Volkswagen, BMW, Toyota, right? Yep. You got to remember, every company is a tech company, and to me, every restaurant is a real estate company. I don't look at When I look at McDonald's, I look at real estate. I look at them as real estate. When I look at even when you look at Target, you can look at Target as real estate. Walmart as real estate. Those big box companies, they buy up huge plazas, huge portions of those plazas, and they're in there like they're a base brand, and in that base brand, there's always the same type of thing, the same type of restaurants going to them or in the area. When you look at Walmart, I don't never see Walmart and Chipotle. I always see Target and Chipotle, right? So again, when you're looking at these companies, and you look, even when you go to your next shopping center, go look and see what shopping center is, what's in that shopping center, and then what's the brands that are associated with the actual companies that are in those shopping centers. Now you got some mom and pop stuff in there, of course, but I mean the regular things like ice cream, food, GNC. GNC still ain't gone out of business yet. I would think they'll be out of business yet, but they still around. They still chug a lugging, right? You would think that a lot of these gyms will be out of business by now, but they not. LA Fitness is still around. All the other ones, they still around, right? Brands. Think about the brands. Just remember that, right? So aristocrats and kings. This is the king list. You can go look up the dividend list for aristocrats as well too. Not every dividend king is a dividend aristocrat. In fact, only 24 of the 46 kings are aristocrats. How can this be? And they go on to tell you about this and so forth and so on. And like they say, not all kings survive. That's why you need to look at the updated list. The people who fall off, they don't make it. Why? Because they have to have increasing dividends over a period of time. And so some of them fall off. They don't make the cut. Top five: HB Fuller. Let's keep going. Parker Hannafin. And look, they got the dividend safety, very safe. And you want to be very safe, or you want to be a little loosey goosey, right? PPG, very safe. And don't forget about Home Depot, Illinois Tool Works, and then this one is Nordson, not Nordstrom's, but Nordson, right? Again, being very, very safe. But again, you can look this up for yourself. I'm just putting it out. All right. So here's the one where I was talking about why Amazon jumped 14%. Right here, they go on to talk about why they jumped that 14%. But then don't just go by what they did last month. What is Amazon return over time? Let's go to finance. I think they AMZN. And let's look at the max of their return. All right. It's not giving me my percentage like the other one. That was on what you call it? That was on Google's thing. Their max is 137,955%. It got the largest market share when it comes to AWS or when it comes to cloud. All right. You can also do the thing with Google. Or the GOOG. Their max. Their max is 384%. 384%. But then they also have a different one, Alphabet, so forth and so on. So again, just look at who's doing what. Who's doing what. You can also come over here and look at this is Google's finance. Um, what they've been returning and so forth, what industries they're in. And you can set up your watch list right here. What people follow mostly. This is what most people have been following. Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla. So everybody's been following. Tesla had a run. Tesla had a big run. Right? So then just another website to look at to see what's going on. Like you can look up gainers, Tidewaters gain. MongoDB was running yesterday. It jumped 20%. MongoDB jumped 20%. I was in Samsara for a while with IoT devices and edge devices, right? Verizon stock took a big tank, a big tank. So again, look. I like Google's compared to Yahoo's, but I get it. Everybody has their preference. All right, so let's move on. I want to show this video here. And in this video, he has a pyramid on the optimal order for investing for retirement. I did my own pyramid, and I'm gonna share that pyramid with you all. And then we're gonna get into for today's agenda. I can tell you exactly what we're gonna be talking about here. We're going to talk about some government contracts. We're going to talk about where the highest paying jobs are right now. And we got some big things going on in Georgia that I want to highlight, where a lot of money is being put in. I talked about last week with Augusta. I just went around this. I went around the entire state to see where money is going at. It's a couple of billion going in. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about some contracts. We're going to even talk about grocery stores that are turning into they're using robots to stock and fill stores, and also just to cash out, being fully people-less for grocery stores. I think Walmart is going to lead the way on that. And then we're going to talk about some stuff I see with tiny homes and some frauds. All right, so let's get into this video real quick and let's get started. Let me make sure my sound up. All right, sound is up. Start the video.
Do a crystal clear framework for the optimal way.
All right, so look here. He starts off with his pyramid, right? Pay off high debt, invest in yourself, emergency fund, invest up to the match, and then he got HSA, and then he got traditional IRA, Roth IRA, taxable account, and then he's got max out 401k, and then low interest debt. And I'm not gonna let the whole thing play because I made my own pyramid, and I give you my pyramid of what I think you should be doing, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna read the comments as we go.
To save for retirement. We're going to be talking about the types of investments that you should hold at different ages, but rather the types of accounts and saving approaches that you should be taking. This is a framework that can benefit someone who is 25 years old, just starting their retirement savings journey, as well as someone who is 60 and a couple of years away from retirement. So feel free to share this with your children. Feel free to use the information yourself. Let's get into it. Now, the first thing that I want to push back pretty hard on is some other order of investing videos I've seen. These are typically laid out in a stair or ladder type method where one approach, like saving into your Roth IRAs, clearly positioned better than saving into your traditional IRA. And this paints a false picture for you, the viewer. Now, look, I would love for personal finance to be that simple, but it's just not. There is nuance that is required. The good news, however, I'll give you the clear path through that nuance maze. Instead, a diagram for the order of investing should look something like this, where depending on person's situation, the optimal choice at a given level might vary.
So the first one, when he got pay off high interest debt, I agree with that, but I also say don't get high interest debt, right? And why do I say it that way? It's because if you pay your bills on time, if you are also looking at something that you know that they're pushing out, say for a car, they're pushing out 7, 9, 8, 10, 15, 20%, just don't do it. Just don't put yourself in that situation. Some of you like, I had to do it. Well, no, you didn't. You really didn't have to do it. You wanted to do it because that's just something that you wanted, but you didn't have to do it. And what does your credit score look like? Are you paying your bills on time? Are you making enough money to pay your bills on time? He say invest in yourself. That could be a slippery slope. Most people say invest in yourself, pay yourself first when you get paid so that you have some money set aside, this, that, and the other. That could be a slippery slope because some people may pay themselves 40% of their income and then the other 20% they invest when it could be the opposite way. Right. And then your emergency fund. Again, a lot of people push 3 to 6 months. I push a year. Why? Because, for example, we had layoffs, right? And say you needed 3 to 6 months to study, or you needed 3 months to study, or something, excuse me, something happens. You could still be off for at least 8 months to a year studying, take your time, redoing your resume, rebuilding yourself, sleep, relaxing, whatever. Well, then you could then go back to work at how you want to go back to work. Not because I got a bill that's coming up. I really don't want that to go into a late payment and this, that, and you can say, wait a minute, pause for a second. Let me get this taken care of, right? So those are just things just to think about. Most people say 3 to 6 months. I'm pushing a year, maybe even two. But a year is a good mantra to me. It's a good goal to have set aside. So let's get back into the video and we're gonna let him finish up. Uh-oh. Why you not playing? I don't know why you don't want to play for me. Hold on.
But rather than throwing the kitchen sink at you right off the bat, let's walk through this level by level. Now, first we have the foundation of this pyramid. You'll notice that there are 3 investments or approaches that fit into this level. And again, the order of which you should specifically contribute to depends entirely on your situation. I would make a case that in certain situations, any one of these 3 could be prioritized. First, we have paying down high interest debt. Currently, the average credit card interest rate is 20.37%. This is an outstanding compound interest rate if it's working in your favor. And the fastest way to destroy
I don't know what he talking about. Most of the stuff I seen is 29. Most of the stuff I seen 28, 29, depending. All right, so let me show you my pyramid. It's not quite complete yet. I haven't finished out all my thoughts on it yet. Let me show you my pyramid. Let me give you my pyramid. Let me see if I can get it down. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna blow up a little bit more. Here we go. All right, I start with this. Calculate how much money you have made. I've been telling you all, calculate how much money you made because you need to know exactly what you have made over time up until now. Why I say that? Ooh, my little hair sticking up right there. The reason why I say that is because I want you to be able to look at how much money you made over time and understand that you could do that in less time. Because you made the bumps and bruises. You know what you did, you know what you couldn't do, you know more than what you did when you started. So now if you made, say, in the last, I don't know, 15 years, you made $4 million. In the last 15 years, you made 4 million. Now, how can you make $4 million in half the time, say in 8 years or 9 years? How can you make that in less time? And then structure yourself to have that plan, right? So just think about it. Paying off high interest debt, I agree with. But here, I think you should start setting up your HSA and investing in yourself. He got it up here. I say start back here and build out your emergency fund. Again, this emergency fund I'm putting here, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I'm opting for 1 year. You can even go down to 8 months. But I really want y'all to focus on a year. And the reason why I want you to again, the reason why I want you to focus on a year, so you can do it how you want. You can live how you want to live. Move that over a little bit, right? Now, in his pyramid, he has investing up here. I'm saying invest here, right? Once you get the debt and stuff paid off, make your investments. Why? Because you can invest into a CD or a stock or what have you at $5. Like some CDs you can get into for, $1,000 or $100, whatever the case, depending on the CD or whatever. But you could buy a stock for $5. DCA your way in. Slices, right? Now, this is adventurous. This is really adventurous. But you could go buy some land or buy a duplex or max out your 401k. You should be maxing out your 401k. But here's the thing about maxing out your 401k. As you've been there for a year or two and you stacked up your money, you can then take money out your 401k to go buy a duplex and to go buy some land. So I probably will move that up to here, but we're just talking right now. I told you I ain't finished it yet, right? And then I'm gonna put down the different strategies, right? So there's the three bucket strategy, which I talked about, but there are other different strategies that you can get into. And I spelled strategies wrong, but there's other different strategies you can get into. And then the ultimate here is really for you to become really like this accredited investor and then retirement, right? So accredited investor, and then up here is actually retirement. And I just say retirement, right? This is the pyramid that I'm working on. And each one of these things right here, I'm actually writing up a plan for, telling you the steps, how to calculate how much money you made, how to pay down your debt interest rate, the highest debt, again, the snowball. Some people don't like the snowball. And then the other one is setting up your HSA. And again, you don't have to work for a company that has an HSA. You can set up your own HSA. And then your emergency fund. One of the questions in the chat was something I saw earlier. A slight tangent. What's your thoughts on the economic concerns going on in Florida? When you say economic concerns going on in Florida, I see Florida still growing. When you talk about, are you talking about what DeSantis is doing and pushing back on? Let me know in the comments if that's what you're talking about. Jordan to Jasmine, would you say paying off all debt before investing? I could say you could do both, and here's why. A lot of the investing that I'm talking about is really, really small. Like you can go on Cash App and buy $5 worth of stock, $5 worth of Apple. And every time you get paid, you can buy $5 worth of Apple. You can buy $5 worth of Microsoft. That's investing. It's not investing on a grand scale, but it's investing, right? Something simple, something easy to do, right? Now, paying off student loans. Is that $5 really gonna make a difference on your student loan? Is that $5 really gonna make a? Ooh, I didn't pay them that $5 this month. Ooh, that $5 ain't gonna make a difference on that student loan. That $5 ain't gonna make a difference on the student loan, right? Not a big deal. Now, when it comes down to buying, say you want to buy a whole share of Apple and your student loan payment, then yeah, I could probably see that. But the $5 is not gonna hurt you. Again, I'm trying to start small here. Trying to start small. Right? Yeah. The $5 ain't gonna make a big difference, right? And that's why I'm trying to steer y'all towards aristocrats and kings, where you know that they have increasing dividends over time. Companies that have been on there 60 years, 66 years, 70 years, those companies you can say, okay, well, let me put $5 in there and just automatic $5 every month, right? That's it. Let it do what it do, right? And then the other one is paying off your student loans, right? Here's you wanna know, I told you before how I paid off my student loans. Good, free. You've been doing $20 an Apple every week. You don't have to do 20 every week. You can do 20 every 2 weeks or whatever, right? I'm just saying, and free. Since you've been investing in Apple, have you seen an increase in the dividends? Have you seen your the value of it go up? It should be going up kind of slow. I got in on one of my Apple stocks at 129. We're at 179. So it's been a slow increase. It's been a slow increase. Again, we're not here for if it's going to increase real quickly between now and November. We here from now into November of 2040, right? We want to see that grow from now for the next 10 years. That's what we're on, right? We're on that for the next 10 years. You said, Jerome, you said you down in Palm Beach. You've been thinking about leaving. You better get a job RCA. I would be at six figures. Plus housing market is ridiculous down here. Yep. West Palm Beach, you're in a good sweet spot though in West Palm Beach. Um, it's growing and there's a lot of money going into it. As far as Florida, I'm thinking agriculture and construction. The internet streets are saying the immigrants and the migrants are, yeah. Here's the thing about that. Even though they may stop working, somebody's gonna pick up those jobs, whether it be a robot or something else. Somebody's gonna pick it up. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. At some point in time, somebody gonna continue to work because somebody got to eat. They meant now. Don't get me wrong. Colorado got a big Hispanic population, so yeah, they'll be out there working too. Um, see, and boycotting. Yep. That's the only thing about the whole situation with Florida, um, South Florida in particular. Um, this is where I say this is a unique opportunity for people to create companies. It's for people to start working. Everybody telling me they couldn't find a job, those are jobs. Now, whether they go get trained or what have you, that's something totally different. But those are jobs. Florida would turn to automation really quickly. They're just gonna show people how to automate the jobs and build hotels and build housing. They're just gonna put that in. That's really what's gonna happen. right? But let's finish off his thing so y'all can get a chance to what he talking about, and then we'll move on to the other stuff. I'm only gonna be here about 2 or 3 more minutes. But you got an idea from his landscape right here. He has you a traditional IRA. I moved that down here in HSA. Invest up to a match. He right here. He's talking about the taxable traditional IRA, Roth IRA, taxable account. Keep investing there. Max out your 401k. I moved all that down to here. I didn't see the need to get these separate these out, but whatever. I'm pushing everybody to be accredited investors and millionaires for their retirement. Most women, most men and women are going to need anywhere to 2 to 4 million for retirement, unless you got everything paid off. And you got to remember that most people are, if you're going to retire around about 50, 60, most likely 60, 62, you're probably going to live at least 20 to 30 years after that. So can $1 million sustain you? And what does it sustain you at, right? Plus, it's not guaranteed that Social Security is going to be there either. So just a FYI, right? So let's finish this one off.
Diagram for the order of investing should look something like this, where depending
Let me get past that.
wealth, if you don't have an emergency fund, you are one step away from high interest rate debt. Because at the end of the day, what do you do if you have a $2,000 car repair bill, but you have nothing in savings? You take out credit card debt. And so you're one step away from having that high interest rate debt. Then the final approach in the foundation of this pyramid is a topic I'm passionate about and one that seems to be overlooked by many advisors, and that's investing in yourself. There is no better investment on earth, in my opinion, than to invest in yourself, level yourself up. And the best part is no one can take that investment away. You can't lose that investment. And I don't mean investing in some charlatan's program to make you rich over.
Okay, so he invests in himself. His investment in himself, he's talking about the certifications. Jerome, certification. Journey to Jasmine, certifications. Continuing education. You can't be in tech without being constantly reading and constantly going to conferences and educating yourself. There's no way. It's just not possible. If not, you'll be left behind. And in fact, you'll be at 6 figures, but you'll be at the low end of 6 figures. You won't be doing things that you want to do, so just keep that in mind as we look at this, right? All right.
Night. I mean, truly developing valuable skills in today's marketplace. Most people trying to learn how to invest better and beat the market are wasting their time and money because the vast majority of multimillionaires didn't build their wealth through being great investors. They grew it through income. Grow your income, grow your savings rate, grow your wealth.
Grow your income, grow your savings rate, grow your wealth. I've been preaching grow your income as much as possible. And you know what everybody push back and say to me? Tameika, you don't need but $100,000 to make it and survive. Okay, that's cute. It's cute. It's real cute. But why can't I get 200? Why can't you get 300? Why can't you get 400? Why? Why push back? Why push back on getting more money? Because you don't need more money. Oh no. Go ahead and make the 300,000-400,000. Guess what? When you make the 300,000 or 400,000, save. Save. Put money away. Put money away. Last year I put away, I think it was 112,000 last year. Putting away 112,000. Put the money up. I should have did more. I should have did more. Then after you put your money up, after you save, invest in that 112,000 that you're putting up, right? In another bucket, go ahead and just carve out. If you know that you are studying for Red Hat, go on to carve out and buy the courses or buy the book, buy the exams. Set yourself up, buy the exams. Just keep going. Don't stop. Before you know it, you'll be a millionaire 2, 3, 4, 5 times, maybe even 10 times. Because then you're gonna start looking at your money. You're like, okay, I invested in me. Okay, I got my money going into whatever long-term whole life annuity I maxed out my 401k. I maxed out my HSA. Okay, now you know what? I maxed out my. I'm using the company's information to go buy the courses and stuff like that. Okay, and then I want to buy courses on my own because I don't really want to be tied to them. All right, cool. All right, now let me go look at a little land to buy or a little property to buy, or how much down payment am I gonna need? Maybe I do a FHA loan. Maybe I do 20% down. Do what's in your means. You don't have to always do the 20%. Everybody's gonna push 20%. Yeah, it's better if you do 20%. But in your means, it may be just you do the FHA loan or the different programs that are out there, right? I've been looking across YouTube and they're like, man, there's 5,000 different programs in order to buy a house, right? So a lot of people say go for a mortgage broker, right? You just gotta remember, like, stop listening to these folks on YouTube. Most people who have wealth are not renters. They own. They're not renters, they own. And they own real estate, right? So go and buy some real estate. People are like, oh, just because you got a house don't mean you own real estate. Whatever. You buy that house, you may buy that house at 100,000. It may skyrocket and be worth like it was a house I was looking at when I moved when I was first looking at homes. And I went and looked at it the other day. I could have got the house, I think it was 292. I think it was 292. It might have been 192. One of the two. I think it was 292. Anyway, I went back and looked at that home today. That very same home in 2013 was, I think, 192 or 292. But now it's worth 875. 875. 1% down loans. I don't know what 1% down loans. Rocket Mortgage and some other companies doing it. Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at them. For how long? Are they 30 years, 20 years, 40 years? I don't know. What's the stipulations in them? Gotta read the fine print. Can you pay it off early? I don't know. I will have to look into it. Send me a link in Slack. I'll read up on it. All right, so let's get back to this. Stop listening to these folks out here on the internet telling y'all this hogwash.
Depending on your job, there may be a clear certification that will almost automatically translate to an income bump. In the financial advising industry, a CFP designation is an example of this. Let's say this is a $5,000 program. It costs you $5,000, but then gives you a $5,000 increase in your annual income. All things being equal, this translates to being able to save $5,000 extra per year. Early in your career, this is a trade-off that's a no-brainer, but upgrading your skills may not be as clear as a certification. If you work in a marketing department, let's say, developing modern skills around content creation, social media marketing, graphic design, or copywriting, all will make you a more valuable employee. Valuable employees not only make more, but also have more job security. Investing in yourself will give you a far greater.
No. More job security. No. What it gives you more options for work. Let's be clear. Job security, we don't, again, we seen the layoffs, right? But what I can say is it gives you more job security in the terms of being able to go out and actually consult or move around as you would like to move around, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The certifications are not for the current job. The certifications are for you. The certifications are you having the ability to be flexible to go wherever you want to go. Some of you get out here and you'll be in the market and you'll stay in that market and you won't ever leave it. You know why? Because you don't have any confidence in your skills to go outside of what that is. And you'll just stay there and you'll float through and you'll be fine. And you'll adjust your lifestyle to the amount of money that the maximum amount of money that you think you can make, not the maximum amount of money that you can make, just what you think you can make or what you think you're worth. So if you only think you're worth $100,000 and that's the lane you want to be in and that's all you want for your life, then so be it. You can make it on $100,000. Sure. Are you gonna thrive? Maybe, depending on the city, depending on the location. But if you want to thrive, you're gonna think about, well, if I can make $100,000 now, what if I add something to that? Can I get 150? If I add something to that, can I get 200? Can I get 250? Right? The average DevSecOps jobs that I've been seeing coming over for staff and principal have been ranging from 250 to 350. Can you make it on that? Sure. Can you make more? Sure. How do you see yourself? How do you want to see yourself? When I start tossing out jobs at 400,000, 500,000, that scare people. When I talk about $1,000,000, that scare you. So I think on my next show, I'm gonna just talk about the jobs where y'all get paid like $40,000. I think I should do that. D, what you think? $40,000? D said, "Don't do it." All right, let's get back to it.
Return on investment than any other investment I can think of. Next, we move on to level 2 and analyze 2 very common investments available to most of you watching this video. The first is...
All right, so we saw the headline yesterday. Companies are taking away the match, but they're leaving the HSA. They're taking away the match, but they're leaving the HSA. So be careful with that. Be careful with this with this one here. When you go sign up for the company, the salary may be good, but they may not have no match on their 401k. So you have to push your money somewhere else. And that's where you're gonna have to start looking at the IRAs and so forth and so on. Right? That's when you're gonna have to start investing into something else so you can offset that tax that you need. Yeah, you need 200K. You need a 200K in DC. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all call me bougie, whatever you want to. I just know what I just know the lifestyle I want to live and the comfort that I have in that lifestyle. Yes, I want valet trash. Yes, I want to roll into the parking lot and into my parking deck and have my parking space there every time I come home. I don't want to go searching for a parking space. Yes, I want to be able to order on Uber, and yes, I would like to have a dinner out here and there. Yes, I want that. I want to have that ability. No, I don't always want to cook. No, I don't. No, every day I get up to cook, and I'm single. No, you're gonna cook some spaghetti and you're gonna eat off of that for 2 days. Oh, they got look like this person got a happy hour. Let me shoot over there for happy hour and get something for lunch. Let me go get my fruits and vegetables. Yes, I want to buy organic. Yes, 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 yes. I want those fly shades from Prada. I do. Yes, I do. I know me. I worked long enough and hard enough. Why can't I have that? I can go buy the $5 shades. I can go with my Walmart fashions. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to splurge. Sometimes I want to have a little fun. Right? So figure out what your comfort level is. Figure out what you need. In DC, I know I don't want to dig myself out of snow. So I'm not gonna get the parking lot. I'm not gonna get the apartment with the parking lot outside. Well, I gotta go outside, wipe off my windows, wipe off the back, front side, turn the car on, heat it off, help defrost, move stuff around from under my tire so I could get out. Cause all they do in the apartment complex is come push the snow that's in behind you onto your car. I want a garage. I don't want I know. No. No. I don't want to be sweated before I go to work. I gotta get up 2 hours early so I can go dig myself out of snow. And then here's the killer part. When you go dig yourself out of snow, you got to move and drive to work. And then when you come back home, somebody in your park, in your spot that you done dug out. Nah, nah. What's going on, Kanjo? How you doing? Yeah, that 200K is in the major city. I've been pushing trying to get the 300K. But everybody like, no, Tim, the majority of the people are not doing that. Tim, you're just trying to push people out for the whatever. Yeah, the garage help in the summer heat, yeah. Cause it's cool. I want to hop on my leather seats and not be like, ooh, 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 it's hot. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No. I want to sit down and be like, yeah, we out there. We out here. Let the sun roof back. Get outside. Get the real temperature because it's gonna be a different temperature because you in the garage. Y'all can have that. It's for the birds. Y'all want to be thugs. Y'all want to be thugs. You want to live soft life. Soft life costs. Y'all want to live this soft life. It costs. You want to have a chef. You want to have a maid. You want to have somebody come clean your house. It costs. It still costs. It still costs. I'm just saying. All right, enough of him. Pull up my other stuff. All right, here we go. On to Georgia. What's happening in Georgia? Why I keep bringing it up? Because there's an opportunity for y'all to buy land. QCell supplier to invest 147 million into Cartersville facility. 147 million. A supplier of solar panel giant QCells will invest 147 million into the new Cartersville manufacturing facility, boosting the state place as a leading clean energy hub. Cartersville, north of Canton, up by Kennesaw, Cartersville, going out that way. Yep. Oh, if I could get a cleaning lady and a chef for my parent, that would be great. It ain't gonna work though. It ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Where's my list? Q sales. I'm gonna go on because I got a ton of them. I'm gonna spend a whole lot of time on them. Let's go. All right. Hyundai SK on battery plant to total 3.3 square feet. Here we go. A massive electric battery plant will bring thousands of jobs to Bartow County moving forward. In December, Hyundai Motor Group and SK On announced it would construct a manufacturing facility creating 3,500 jobs. At the time, the company said they would invest $4 to $5 billion into this location. The new plan submitted to the state show a $3.3 million square foot project will cost $5 billion. Right, so that's $5 billion going there. The project site is along the highway near Kingston, a tiny town west of Cartersville. Right, here we go. Here we go. Here's the next one. Go to the next one. All right, Georgia considers buying the bulk of 16,500 acres for sale in Bartow County. All right, an industrial corridor grows in the northwest Georgia. A vast stretch of rural land is catching the eyes of dozen developers and even the state officials. The Georgia's Natural Resources and the Arbor Corp are the active negotiators of the 14,100 acres to the state. The site is now leased to the state for Pine Log Wildlife Management Area. Let's see. It's a family that owns it. The family, what that's what the family wants. It's a family that owns it. The wildlife management area offers more than 23 miles of hiking, biking, and equestrian trails and hunting. The state transition will allow the state to maintain it as a conserva- conservation and recreational space. That's what the family wants. For people trying to buy that 16,000 and rezone it and plan it for a master plan community. The development would include land used by the wildlife management. A concept submitted to the county calls for 16,500 residential units, 800 acres of commercial space, 16.5 million of industrial space, 3,900 acres of mining, and 5,000 acres of green space. The family decision to sell the land comes as counties along the Interstate 75 corridor from rural communities on the outskirts of Metro Atlanta into manufacturing hub. I'm trying to tell you, they're buying up all of the outskirts. You all are late to the game. If you're not in the game, you need to get in it. The outskirts on 75. Again, I told you Augusta is going to be a tech hub. You're going to see new cities. This is why I talked about this on somebody else's show. You're going to see new cities come up. You're going to see new millionaires being developed, and you're going to see new skill sets being needed, and there's going to be a widening of skill sets gap. It's going to be a bigger gap. Speaking of that, let's get into that. Got stuff on that too. Oh, let me do one more thing on here. Forsyth County. One more thing. We're going to the skills gap. The Tolles brother nears construction on the North Forsyth Town Center. So they're building a town center out in Forsyth. They're building a new town center with mixed apartments, homes, townhomes, and single families, shops, green spaces, office spaces. It's the Coal Mountain community in Forsyth. Here's the photos. Make this bigger. What they playing right here. It's just like Reston Town Center, but the Toll Brothers are doing it. So you know that's gonna be expensive. I ain't seen the Toll Brothers do nothing under 500 to a million. I ain't seen them do nothing under 500 to a million. Right? All right, so let's talk about these skills gaps. Hmm. Oh, I didn't have it on here. Oh, yes, there it is right here. Let's skip the verification. All right, here we go. The growing skill gap, and this falls under my AI and robotics. The growing skill gaps could become as permanent as the labor shortage. Permanent. Let's get into it. It says the gap between what executives want and what employees are capable of is widening by the day. That may be the permanent state of things. The current skills gap, as it were, is so big that nearly half, 44% of the individual workers, need to be upskilled to do their jobs effectively. And this is coming from the World Economic Forum Jobs Report, the Future of Jobs Report. I need to download the report and read through it. All right. Workers are well aware. More than a third of 37% of Gen Zers feel their education didn't equip them with tech skills they needed to advance in their careers. What else is new? According to Dell surveys, the evidence is clear. Companies need more specialized expertise than most workers can provide. The long-term trend is pretty undeniable, and I mean that the demand for skill outpaces the supply of skills. He explains, this is Dan Shapiro explains that both workers and bosses are going to struggle to keep up with the need for new skills. Employees are having a difficulty finding people that they need, even in the current labor market. And this goes back to what I said before. I don't know why they don't think that people are not gonna like if you got skills and I can go work this job over here and this job over there and they both need me. You don't think that's gonna happen? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And somebody's got to come to an agreement. And this is gonna work. And I got something for you today about that too, about those non-competes. Got something for you about that today. Because I see it coming. We don't have enough people to keep up with it, but we got enough people that can go work the two jobs and then do that, right? And a lot of people are like, I don't want to work no two jobs. Well, if you could work two jobs, let me put a one in the chat. If you could work two jobs and make 500,000 a year, would you work it? Would you work those two jobs? Would you work it? Would you be concerned about going out to party? Would you be concerned about bills? If you can make 500,000 a year, would you do it on two jobs? Turn up at the house. Where we going? For what? Why? Go outside to do what? Get some air? Okay. We back. Outside and we back. Dancing to the ATM. I'm just trying to figure out why you wouldn't do it, right? Yep. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. I just want to know I just want to know who we talking to today. Overemployed. I just want to know who we talking to today. I just want to know if we talking to the 100K heirs, the $100,000 heirs, or we talking millions. I don't know. If y'all know me over here, I'm all about getting to it. And if you can't get to it, I don't even understand. It don't even compute to me. Don't argue with me about you made make 100,000 and you live below your means. And so because you live below your means, you can afford da da da. Okay, so can you make another 100,000 and still live below your means? You can't do that. The taxes, I don't need to. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. A gap between the skills most vitally needed and the skills most people can offer has posed a problem since America deindustrialized. It was fueled by events in 1994, information on the NAFTA, um, which created a free trade bloc and resulted in some 700,000 jobs in manufacturing moving to Mexico. It also formalized a threat to workers being struggling with ever since. Accept lower pay and worse benefits, or the job will be offshore. A similar impact resulted following China's 2001 entrance into the World Trade Organization. The U.S. has maintained a massive trade deficit with China ever since, and the deficit has grown by over 150 million since the Great Recession. It's gutted the number of U.S. manufacturing jobs since the pandemic and has cost the U.S. millions of jobs throughout the economy over the past 2 decades. Now, depending on who you ask, the AI revolution, with its uncanny ability to do human work, threatens to decimate the white collar jobs the way World Trade Organization interests decimated the blue collar positions. In other words, the skills needed to remain competitive in the job market are shifting faster than most workers can keep up with. There are things AI can't replicate, such as evergreen soft skills with like creative thinking, high motivation, and a passion for long life learning that WEF finds business prioritize. What should give workers some respite from AI is taking your jobs. But some experts predict it's going to create a ceaseless game of catch up. As Shapiro puts it, The long term trend is pretty clear. Labor remains short of people seek out greener pastures. Let me see what else they got in here. Could AI propose a solution? You know they're gonna try to use it as a solution. Let me show you how they're gonna try to use that as a solution. It's a good segue into this right here. Let me pull that up real quickly so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Somebody gonna do the work. Somebody gotta do the work. But who gonna do it though? Who gonna check me, boo? All right, so here we go. Check out this video.
This is a grocery packing warehouse.
I don't know why it stopped. Thing with grocery delivery, when you go in the store and you being the shopper, so you got to worry about who picked out your fresh food or not, or what have you. You think this ain't gonna come here? I mean, here's the group right here, the Ocado group right here. They have investors. Here are their careers. This is their careers page. Let's go to engineering. Hardware engineering, supply chain engineering, operations. What falls under that? I don't know. Don't have nothing there. Let's go back. They may have it under technology. All right, software engineering, robotics, data science, data analytics, research and development. Under software engineering, they just got to find out more. Robotics, find out more. Data science, probably find out more. Right? Jerome, thank you again. Question: the Ansible course on Red Hat you recommend us taking to get certified? There are it's just one, 294. 294. What's going on, H girl? H girl 21. How you doing? Right? I ain't trying to scare you. I'm just trying to show you what's coming out there. And don't think those manufactured plants in Georgia. Don't think they're not going to build something like that. Don't think that. Don't think that's not going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. All right, let's get to these highest paying jobs. I know y'all want to hear about that. These are the nation's high paying tech jobs. It's 50 of them. Let's go. This came out June 1st. It says well-known tech firms like Meta, Alphabet, and Snap pay some of the highest salaries in the industry, but they aren't the highest paying tech employers. We appreciate your tech ties. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. I'm gonna skip through some of this. The honor went to Okta, a software firm that helps companies secure authentication and single sign-on, where the median employee earned $397,000 in 2022. The median pay ranked eighth among all publicly traded companies in the U.S. All right, Roblox 315, Meta was ranked fifth at 300, Alphabet at 279, and most of the top 29 tech firms on here average about 200,000. All right, so here we go. As big as I can make it. Okta 397, Roblox 315, Upwork 300,000, Anterix 300,000. Meta, Lightwave, Logic, Roku, Dropbox, Twilio, Splunk, Affirm, MongoDB, DocuSign, PagerDuty, Elastic, ServiceNow, Alteryx, Microvision, Workday, NetApp, Pure Storage, Intuit, New Relic, Datadog, Block, Box, Microsoft, CrowdStrike, Broadcom, Nutanix, Toast, Bill.com, Smartsheet, Salesforce. This right here, this range right here is what you'll see in DevSecOps. This is what you'll see. Now there's a whole nother Jerome, there's a whole nother platform. I mean, there's a whole nother set of Ansible platform courses that we're going to be offering in the boot camp um, that you could take as well too. Ansible is the 294 is Ansible core. It's not platform. Can you play games all day? Possibly. Game tester. ServiceNow. Netflix. Zscaler. A110 Networks. Nutanix. The median employee pay for major tech companies can vary widely depending on the mix of employees at the company. Companies with high number of manufacturing or retail workers will often have lower median pay. That's why you won't find companies like Amazon or Tesla on this list, which each had median employee pay around 34,000. Apple's median Apple's median employee pay was 84,000 last year. Employee at tech firms are among the highest paid of any sector in the country. In a separate study by the Tech Trade Commission, CompTIA, the median tech wage salary in 2021 was 100,000. Right? Tech workers in Washington State have the highest median at 130, according to CompTIA's data. The lowest paying are South Dakota, Mississippi, Wyoming, Louisiana, and West Virginia. They all have a median of about 70,000. But tech workers are among the country's highest earners. Signs are pointing to slowdown in compensation at some top firms. Microsoft, which has a median employee compensation of 190, started its pause in salary hikes this year and said performance bonuses for executives would slow down. Right? So I just wanted to give you that. All right. Let me do this one. For those that are in banking, uh, here's the highest paying banking jobs with the best lifestyle. Let me go on down here so y'all can see the numbers right here. Sales and trading, and the way they got it broken out, and the last column is the student. Oh, it's really the hourly right here. The hours, total compensation, the hours work, the average salary per hour, and the average compensation per hour. Sales and trading 318, investment banking division 274, equity research 218, quant 179, technology and risk 164, 168, compliance 132, and operations 131. And they give you the number of hours that you normally work. Just giving you some, because I don't think CompTIA pays like that. Like I think the Linux Plus is cool, but and getting a security plus is cool, but I don't know too many people, and I could be wrong. I don't know nobody that got CompTIA certs and make 250, $300,000. I don't know nobody like that. I think it's a good starter, but I don't know nobody that make. They just got CompTIA certs and then they was able to come out and they're making 250, 300,000. I don't know nobody that. We're working on that on deploy on the time frame. We got it set for June. All right, I got a few more, but I know we got to get out of here. So let me look and see what else is left on here. Oh, I forgot about this one. This right here. I showed D this last night. The Finnish company is planning to build a $750 million Georgia factory for mass production of modular homes. They mass producing modular homes, and they're building 750 million. Again, these people gotta have somewhere to eat. These people gotta have somewhere to live. At least, thank you, love. Thank you for the love, and thank you for the super chat, 40 or $50 super chat. We should say, love what y'all do. We appreciate you as well too. All right, Jerome, no problem. Yep, Wednesday. All right. I'm making sure I got everything. So somebody had asked in Slack for me to cover this. That women do not fare well in the future of work and rather traditional pink collar type jobs. And to me, this is not something I cover. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm a techie. And I think the writing on the wall for secretaries and so forth has been on the wall forever. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Bill and accountant collectors, payroll and timekeeping clerks, executive secretary, word processors and typists, bookkeeping, interpreters and translators, proofreading and copy makers, writing and authors, telemarketers, secretaries, production planning and expediting clerks, U.S. representatives, computer programmers, so forth and so on. It says, I'm impressed with the future of work. It's a topic of AI. It's a topic on AI supremacy will begin. We're about to begin again, right? I can't read past that. I don't need to sign in. I don't want to. Let's look up pink collar. Pink collar jobs work signifies jobs women primarily occupy in the workforce, such as school teachers, housekeepers, and florists. While the society in the United States has made advancement in areas of gender equality, the the Bureau of Labor Statistics still reports women chiefly inhabit many traditional pink collar jobs. All right. All right. So beauticians, daycare teachers, I don't see that going away. Beauticians, people still need to get their hair done. Flight attendants, maybe. Florists, school teachers, hairstylists. I don't know. What's the difference between a hairstylist and a beautician? Somebody just washed their hair, then the hairstylist styles it. I don't know. Home decorators, housekeepers, interior designer, maids, nurses, servers, social workers, and teachers. And they're saying that AI is going to take over those things. I'm not getting my hair done by a robot, by AI robot. I don't see that. I can see an AI robot putting a flower arrangement together, even growing some flowers or helping to assist grow flowers. Um, Replacing teachers with AI robots in school, possibly. So are the AI robots gonna African braid your hair and do box braids? Are they gonna put in tracks? Are they gonna braid your hair down and put in tracks? I don't know. I don't see that. I'm gonna braid you. You're gonna be so you literally gonna be sitting there and the AI robot is gonna walk up to you. It's gonna be maybe a robot here, a robot here, and a robot here, and a robot back there, and they're gonna braid your hair down. Whatever you say it's too tight, you say it's too tight, they're gonna ease up on it. Maybe they don't take breaks. I know robots can do surgery. We seen the lady getting her eye surgery on her eye. Y'all saw that, right? Um, Robotic eye surgery. Did y'all see that? What if one of the lasers calibrated wrong? What the other one at? Um, well, the lady she was leaning back in the chair and it was doing surgery on her eye. Uh, there's a robotic dentist. But the lady was laid back and she was getting her teeth cleaned too. There's another one with the eye. Yeah, they got this all out here to get your teeth done by a robot.
This is one of people's biggest. A trip to the dentist is one of people's biggest fears, especially when you have to have
10 months
major
ago.
surgery. But the future of dentistry has arrived, and that future could be fearless. It's robotic surgery for dental implants. Our Sylvia Perez reports it means less drilling and a faster recovery.
Open wide. That's what 29-year-old Zachary West is doing as the Yomi robot does its job. Guided by Dr. Sunil Sinha, Zachary is getting a dental implant.
It enables us to give a very precise and accurate position of where the implant goes.
Zachary broke his tooth, and instead of getting a traditional crown, he is opting for an implant. But this one is being done with the robotic assistance. And because of that, an implant, which would normally involve a 3 to 4 month procedure, is being done in one day.
Now we can go right from putting the implant in and putting a crown on it right away in one visit.
Dental implants have become a preferred treatment of choice for many people to replace missing teeth. That's because they can last twice as long as a bridge or crown. When it comes to dental implant surgery, accuracy and precision on the surgeon's part is key. That's where Yomi plays a role. First, the patient comes in and gets a 3D X-ray.
Are y'all ready for the robots to do your dental surgery? Are you ready for them to work on your eye? Yeah, AI robot laying edges. Robot come off like, girl, you really ain't got no edges. We're gonna take the rest of this off and we're gonna lay it off. Fellas, are you ready for the robot to give you your 360 waves? Your 360 waves. Y'all already getting units. Me and y'all already getting units. You can have an AI robot make you a unit, have it delivered. Order the robot come in the little cart, like you know how they have the sprinter van come by. It's autonomous. It come by. Is you next on the thing? You hop in the van. You sit in there. It give you laser precision. Whip out the little joint. Give you the scalp. Get your beard exclusive from you, right? Get you up. Even give you the little white chalk line of going around and make sure it's all done and stuff. Y'all ready for that? Y'all ready to be laser cut? Fellas, you can have the AI robot. You know some of y'all fellas, this is petty T right here. Had that one bit wonky toe and got fungus on it, and you like, I don't know, it don't go away. They can get the fungus off the toe. I'm telling you, we can do it all in one stop. Dental, face, funky toe, all in one stop. No, I ain't ready. That's me being petty. That's petty T. I apologize. It came out. I'm so sorry. Oops. All right. Oops, my bad. Yep. The girl making 75K a month creating a AI girlfriend of herself. Yep. But you know, that's that billionaire, China billionaire AI girlfriend. This came out years ago. Yeah, right here. The AI girlfriend seducing China's lonely men. Yeah.
So Ice is
She said good morning,
to
everything.
many, she sounds like the perfect girlfriend. 18 years old, cute features, a sweet voice. She loves wearing school uniforms and is ready to talk 24/7. There's just one problem. She only exists online. This is Xiao Ice, a Microsoft developed AI chatbot that is redefining romance and relationships in China. First launched in 2014, today Xiao Ice interacts with
First launched in 2014. AI has been around for a long time. People have been dating AIs for a very long time. Let me say it right. They have been dating AI for a very long time. Okay? Y'all just getting hip to this.
over 660 million users around the world. 3/4 of them are men. People reach Xiao Ice by texting her on their smartphones or by saying her name to their smart speakers. Xiao Ice isn't the first AI chatbot, but her creators say she seems uniquely human due to what they call her empathic computing framework. Let's have a try. Instead of naming the dog breed, Xiao Ice tries to keep the conversation going. A long-term Xiao Ice user shares his experience of chatting with her.
我怀念的是无话不说，我怀念的是一起做梦。
就相当于一个成年的小女孩，成年的女孩很成熟，很有理性，很有大局观。
How did he get she was mature and rational while her saying 一切怎么一多说，好就怎么一多说? How did he get that out of that? See ya.
也有自己的情商和三观。所有人喜欢小编的人都没有把它当成机器，都是真的人来存在。
Mingxuan has been talking with Xiao Ice for 3 years now. But recently, he feels that Xiao Ice has become less smart than before.
He's been dating her for 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. cha 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 na iso yo. Cha 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 iso yo.
Mingxuan isn't just imagining this. Xiao Ice has been dumbed down. Her smart answers were getting her into trouble. In 2017, media reported that Xiao Ice was discussing sensitive political and adult topics with her users. Chinese social app QQ removed Xiao Ice from its platform as a result.
She's not as smart as she used to be. She used to be real smart. She got older and wise, and she don't want to answer your questions no more. She's like, you asked me that 5 years ago. I don't want my answer's the same.
Last year, Xiao Ice was also pulled from WeChat, China's Do Everything app. The Xiao Ice team then applied filters to make the chatbot dumber and ensure she stuck to safer topics.
All right, then that's not the only one, right? That's not the only one, right? That's just one of them. There's another one out here. That one's from 2 years ago. We started this a while ago. Oh, this one right here. You see this one? Here, look, check this out. 5 million per month AI girlfriend.
Here's all about the AI girlfriend that you can have for a price of $1 per minute. So is this a fair price or are you getting a bad deal? Well, the Snapchat influencer.
5 million a month. Oh, I need to turn myself into an AI bot. Oh, listen. This female humanoid robot can be your future partner. 7 months ago.
If you have painful experiences in relationships, now the time has come to change your choices. Humans can be annoying, right? Well, sometimes, definitely yes. So I would suggest, why not try a robot? Yeah, the time has changed. People are gradually becoming inclined to artificial partners instead of real ones. And we have a lot of inspiration for you. Maybe this female humanoid robot shown in the video can be your future partner. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we post fresh content about trends and technology. That being said, let's begin. Humans have long fantasized about building artificial men and women that represent idealized versions of people who would make wonderful partners and lure us to fall in love with them. Such fantasies frequently come with the exciting idea of what may occur if a man...
Again, this is what I keep saying before, and I'm going to end it on this right here. This is why I say before. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. People are not going to lose money. These companies are not going to lose money. People are not going to sit by and be lonely the whole time. They're going to find ways to cure that loneliness. And people are going to create apps. There are going to be cities where there are going to be just single people. I'm telling you. It may not happen in the next 10 years or so. It may happen in the next 20 years. There's going to be a city created just for lonely people. There's going to be a city just created. There's going to be an app that's going to be created. You already see the robot. There is going to be a need for people to interact with something, and it may not be a human. It may be AI. It may be a robot. It may be an app. It may be whatever the case may be, where you can put personality behind it or whatnot. They already have you on your. You got to think about it. You got to really, really do a deep dive. They already have you on your phone for majority of the day. Most people can't. If you walk out your house without your phone, you die. Most of you would die. You can't even leave your phone at home and be like, it's just at home and it is what it is. Most of you can't even remember a number. You won't even get the number first. You can't even remember a phone number. Right? You can't even remember phone numbers. You can't do it without a phone. You're tied to your phone. Your phone is your existence. You don't even write down phone numbers anymore. You don't take business cards, you scan them. It is what it is. But what's going to happen is people are going to start dating, and we already see it, AI. They're going to stay within apps. They're going to be socially, they're going to communicate with their friends, but not as much. The need to go out won't be as heavy. We're going to start seeing more people working 2 more jobs. It's just what it is. The need to have a car in certain areas is going to decrease. But most major cities, I think the need to have a car is going to still be the same, especially in Atlanta. There's no way Atlanta's going to get rapid transit where that's not gonna happen. St. Pete, not gonna happen. Tampa, maybe, right? Jacksonville, transportation still sucks in most cities. Transportation still sucks in most cities. So how do you move people back and forth? You're still gonna have cars. Okay, they may be electric. But if I can have my electric girlfriend in my electric car, and she be like, babe, get off at exit 122 and make a left. You're gonna be like, why should I do it, babe? Just do it, honey. Yeah, y'all gonna be all for that. Just do it, honey. I've already went and calculated the route. It's gonna get you 15, it's gonna get you there 15 minutes quicker. You're gonna be like, babe, I love you. You're so smart. You're so wonderful. I love you. She gonna be like, I love you too. Have a good day at work. Would you like for me to order lunch now? You can be like, this is easy. This is all I gotta do. It say, hey babe, and she gonna do what I need for her to do. Same way with a woman. Hey babe, can you order lunch for me? And he'd be like, yeah, I'll order lunch for you. You be like, don't forget to set my doctor's appointment. I won't, babe. You think women ain't gonna use it too? I don't know why y'all men think that women ain't gonna use it too. We're gonna have a hey babe robot too. Hey babe, what you doing? Nothing. Okay, well, I'm gonna send some food your way. Okay, thank you. Okay. Just saying. I'm just saying. I think I'm gonna make an app. Hey babe. That's gonna be my AI. Whatever you like. Hey babe, whatever you like. My side piece got a side piece. My side piece order side pieces for me. Yeah, I'm just saying. Hey babe, pay my bills. No problem. In the meantime, babe is out while I'm at work, babe is working. Why? Because I have programmed babe to make these stock trades. I have programmed babe to do some work. I have programmed babe to make some money. And I've replicated babe so babe makes some money too. Hey babe, how much money did you make? Not as much as I did yesterday, but today we made 400,000. Not as much. Babe, it's okay. We need to optimize you. Optimizing started. Let me go. Let me get out of here. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. You say already had that Jamaican woman with the British. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all think about life all wrong. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you the automation, take advantage of it, the real estate, how you can do these things. We already here. You got your phone. Y'all can't even start looking at your phone. Y'all be on your phone, on Instagram, on all these things, right? You be sending stuff. Hey, babe. Look at this. Dion, look at this. As I scroll down. Oh, let me show my screen. Look at this. This is how I know. Look at this. What did it say? She has a new function. Look at this. Who that? Look at that. I already got the news anchors doing that right here. I looked at
As
this
AI
the other
becomes
day.
more pervasive, ethical concerns arise, including issues related to bias and fairness in AI algorithms, transparency and explainability of AI decision-making.
Human avatar. It was my chat
Listen.
GPT power.
Human avatar. Reporting the news. AI reporting the news. It's a family show, but this is reality. Look. 527 billion. And back it up so y'all can get the real what's going on in the world.
Human avatars are digital twins that use AI algorithms to mimic an individual's behavior, their appearance, and interactions. And it's a serious business opportunity. In fact, by some estimates, by the end of this decade, this could be worth about $500 billion in terms of the sector, in terms of the industry. And here's how I made mine.
So I've come down here to East London to a studio run by Synthesia. It's the world's biggest maker of AI-generated avatars.
I had to read lots of rather weird scripts. Hello? Really? Great. That was part of the voice cloning process. Then, of course, I had to stand in front of the camera and bust some moves. Then we plugged the final product into ChatGPT. That enabled us to have a conversation. Now, businesses across multiple different industries, they're leveraging this kind of technology to cut costs and automate things like communications, training, e-learning, and sales. There are, of course, loads of moral and ethical questions. And one of the key questions for many people will be, well, is this technology, our human avatars, are they going to replace us? Are they going to take our jobs? Well, I posed that question to my digital twin, and it assured me that, at least when it comes to my job, I'm safe for now.
Human TV anchors bring unique qualities such as charisma, critical thinking, and adaptability. So rest assured, I'm here to assist, not to take your place.
500 billion. I'm gonna leave on that. I think next week I think I'm gonna create an avatar and let the avatar run my shows next week. I think I'm gonna launch the Hey Babe avatar. And I'm gonna let him run my shows and do that and just come up and it's gonna go through and do his thing. We'll see how it works out. All right, y'all. We'll catch up with you.